Hey guys, Audi555 here. So today's video, I'll just go for a bit of a essential ride here in Toowoomba to get some petrol, because I'm still an essential worker and I need to get to work, so I need to fill up with fuel. So it gives me a good excuse to get out there on the bike. So of course you all know that virus that's spreading around the world is causing a lot of lockdown measures. Here in Australia, or Queensland at least, you can't really go out unless you're going to work or to get an essential thing, such as food, going to work, or doing other essential things such as getting fuel, which I'm doing today. In Toowoomba, which is in Queensland, we're pretty fortunate because there's a lot of petrol stations and a lot of people don't really need much fuel. So there's a lot of competition between petrol stations here. So at one side of town for unleaded 91 petrol, it's $1.15, and another side it's 98 cents, and that's for 1 litre. So it's never really been 98 cents for at least 20 years, so I might as well take this opportunity to fill up my tank. And as you can see, I'm flashing on the empty side of the fuel tank there, so I definitely do need to do this ride. So I'm not just taking this bike out just to breach isolation, although it's a good excuse. Now if you stuck around this long in this video, you're probably wondering why I'm not uploading as frequently as I have been. So usually I do it every Tuesday, but unfortunately I've had a bit of an injury in my lower back. I've bulged the disc between the L4 and L5, so it's causing me a lot of havoc. So basically when I'm out and about, I just don't really have the desire to go and put myself in a situation where it'll become uncomfortable. And for a while there, my bike was broken with my wheel bearing at the rear being pretty much shredded, so it did make it really difficult for me to get on the bike because I couldn't ride it. So I had to drive a lot, and driving was causing me massive amounts of sciatic pain, and it was really just impeding my ability to heal. And being an essential worker, I had to still go to work, so I just had no other option but to just suck it up and live on painkillers. So it really wasn't putting me in the best situation to be on the roads, especially on all of those painkillers on a motorcycle. But now my back's getting a bit better. I'm no longer taking any of those painkillers. I'm able to get back on the bike and ride, and I don't get that harsh sciatic pain that I get when I'm sitting in a car, even if I'm a passenger. So definitely for me, riding a motorcycle has helped my back out a lot. It's a cool Mini there. So a lot of people think, oh, riding a bike, that's got to be bad for your back. Well, I've got a cruiser with a nice comfortable foot forward position, so it's actually really good for my back. And when I'm like maneuvering like this, it's getting my lower back to move around and cause a bit of torsion in the discs, which helps suck the bulge back in so it can expedite the healing process. But I'm glad I have the bike because it's helping me out with a bit of physiotherapy, as well as keeping me pain-free and off painkillers. So thank you, motorcycle, you're definitely well worth it. There's still a lot of people out and about, even though there's social isolation measures in place, which makes me wonder, what are they actually doing? It's the weekend, so The petrol station is here, Metco. They're doing a bit of a deal at the moment. Can I go in there? Let's go around the roundabout. Bit of a weird situation there. Probably why they've got cheap fuel, because they've got not premium positions to have a fuel station. Right, so have a look at this. E10, which is ethanol, 10% ethanol, 95.9, unleaded 91, 97.9, diesel, $7.9, and that's for a litre. Jeez.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Okay, just number 3, please. So we got $8.84 for 9.03 litres of fuel. Bargain. So you can still get around with these social isolation measures, but it's only if you're doing essential things. So getting that fuel is definitely essential for me, because now I can get to work when I'm next rostered onto the shift. So it's important to realise that I'm not just going out for the sake of it, hanging around the shopping centres, just doing shopping that I don't need to do. I'm actually going out to get petrol. And the good thing on a bike is that the petrol tanks are pretty small, so you got to do it every few days. So it's good to get out and about, but you got to be cautious. You don't want to risk it for the biscuit. Here in the Darling Downs region, where Toowoomba is, we've got, I believe, 40 cases, maybe even 41. It's around that. So there's not that many here, but as you know, the nature of it all, people can just infect people quite rapidly without even knowing they have the illness themselves. So you got to be careful. I urge you all just to hang in there. Things will get better, and things will start to return to normal. If you hung around this long in the video, I really need your opinion. I've got a lot of footage from when I lived in Sydney a few years ago of just idiots on the roads, and I was thinking about putting them into some videos so that way I could be at home, talk about the clip, play the clip sort of style of video, just to show you what it used to be like in the before times. Well, let me know in the comments if you think that's a good idea. And as usual, keep safe out there on the road, stay on two wheels and not on your head. Look after yourselves and your family and your friends and your neighbours, and I'll see you all next Tuesday, hopefully, maybe a bit later. Well, laters. And if you're at America, you just got to remember that Donald Trump is going to find you a cure for this hoax of a bad flu, so you don't have to get too upset. Unlike this driver here, who's upset because he thinks he's going to lose to a drag race.